Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fit Chicks Chat, the podcast dedicated to fitness, nutrition, wellness, and coaching and business. Today's episode, I am flying solo. This is Amanda Quinn. I'm one of the co-founders of Fit Chicks Academy, and I want to talk to you about something really personal, but also share with you the ideas behind what makes a great coach. So, we're going to be talking about what makes a great coach because I know that there's a lot of people that listen to Fit Chicks Chat and they're aspiring coaches or they are coaches who are just starting out and they're worried about even just taking that first step, taking the step of getting a client, starting to work with a client, putting themselves out there. And so that if that is you, if you're someone who's listening right now and you're like, I really want to get started in this industry. I know I love health and fitness. I know I love wellness. I know I love helping others. Don't let that fear hold you back. So, what I want to share with you though today is the idea of what makes a great coach. And so this is going to help you where, you can just get past all those thoughts of like, it's not about having 100,000 followers on Instagram. It's not about having a perfect body. It's not about years of experience and not about any of those things. And so if you've ever questioned, do I have what it takes to become a coach? Or if you've ever felt the need to do more before you even get started, this episode is for you. And of course, before we get started, I just want to share with you that if you love today's episode and you are an aspiring coach and you're like, I want to get started in this industry, just know that we have our fitness and nutrition expert certification program starting on May 21st. You can check out all the details and you can join our VIP waitlist at fitchicksacademy.com/F&E. All of the details are in the show notes. And at the end of this, I'm also going to be sharing with you a very special masterclass that we have coming up that you can check out as well. So, as I mentioned, becoming a amazing coach, it isn't about what we always think it's about. It's not about fixating on the things, the external things. It's not about someone having the perfect body. It's not about someone who has all the answers memorized and, feels like they've got all the knowledge in the world to spread. It's not about someone who never messes up or never doubts himself. Instead, it's actually believing that you are a great coach. It's also about understanding that your clients, they're not looking at you and expecting you to have all of the answers. They're not looking at you and expecting you to have, quote unquote, the six pack abs or the perfect body or whatever it is. Your clients are looking for a coach that is somebody who that they can relate with. So what does make a great coach? What makes a great coach are qualities that we've seen time and time again. And this is stuff that like Laura and I possess in our coaching, but also we've seen in our graduates from all over the world. We have some of our most successful students and graduates who are building incredible businesses that are helping others, that are making impact in this world, coaching, building connections in their communities, and something that we also teach in our certification itself. So, the very first part, and this goes without saying, but the very first part of becoming an amazing coach, and one of the qualities of an amazing coach, is that you are someone who genuinely cares about people. Coaching is about connection, not correction. Coaching is about caring about others and having them succeed. It's not about you. This is one of the things that I like address over and over and over again in our certifications. So many times we feel like as a coach, we're the one on the spotlight, or that people are looking at us and they're like, oh my gosh, like thinking about anything to do with you. But really and truly, when a client hires you, they hire you because they want change, but they want support in that change. And they're looking to you as guidance, but what they're really fixated on is themselves. So if we take ourselves out of the equation and focus on what do my clients really want, not what are my clients thinking about me, it has nothing to do with us. And so if we really genuinely care about their end result, then we'll get past those ideas of worrying about what they're thinking about when it comes to ourselves, and we get out of our own way and we start focusing on our clients. And so really focusing on what they need, how you can support them, and building a really strong bond and connection. When we were teaching our group fitness classes, one of the things I feel made us really successful, besides all of the different tools and things that we were offering, and the fact that we were offering a program and not just classes, and the fact that we had a different brand and market and message. But also, I think one of the things that made our classes so successful and had people coming back time and time again was the fact that we were offering a one-to-one experience within a group setting. We created a connection. We created a community environment. We created a place where people felt seen, they felt heard, they felt safe, they felt excited to be a part of it. They also felt like everything mattered, what their individual goals mattered, even when there was 20 other people in the class. We taught every single person as an individual within a group model. When you learn that skill set as a coach, that's like going to make you an exceptional coach. It's going to allow for you to be able to create that bond, help people reach their individual goals, but do this in a way that makes so much impact and allows for you to stand out in the market. So this is one of the things that I think is like massive. So creating that connection, creating that bond. And also, this is one of those things too that also answers the idea of in today's day and age, people worry, well, with AI and is there going to be room for coaches or with online coaching? And the truth is that AI is a great tool and it supports you. And I actually teach this golden ticket towards using AI in your business in our fitness and nutrition program. But AI will never replace a human being and a human connection. So just remember that. Now, that's the first thing that makes a qualities of a great coach. Now, the second thing is, what makes you an amazing coach is that you are a student of growth. Great coaches are always learning. It's not just about fitness and nutrition, but it's about communication, behavior, learning how to connect with people, learning how to build bonds with people, learning how to build communities and environments. We're always learning and growing. One of the things that I've done over the years, and I know Laura has as well, is that we continue to take certifications. We continue to take different certifications outside of even just fitness and nutrition. We take mindset certifications, life coaching certifications. I'm currently taking an NLP certification. We continue to learn and grow. And then also from a business standpoint, we're also joining masterminds, learning, consistently joining different master classes, showing up and consistently growing because your business will only grow as much as you grow. And the impact that you can have on your clients will only grow as much as you grow. The more knowledge you have, the more vast skill set you have, the better you can assist your clients. So that is the second part. Now, the third thing is a great coach leads with authenticity. Write that down. A great coach leads with authenticity. People don't want perfect. They want real. People don't want you to try to put on this persona. They want you to show up as yourself, flaws and all. It gives other people permission to do the same. We don't want our clients to show up and feel intimidated. We want them to feel inspired. We want them to feel excited. We want them to feel connected. When we show up as ourselves, it allows for us to be able to just be ourselves in those sessions. It allows for our clients to allow them to be themselves. When I used to teach my group fitness classes, I remember I used to have people ask me, well, what do you eat after class? And I would always ask the question, well, what are you eating? And out of curiosity, like, what are you having? And some of them would answer nothing. And I'm like, it's 5 o'clock at night. Why are you eating nothing after class? You must be so hungry. And they're like, oh, well, I just don't know what to eat, or I don't want to like take away from the workout that I just did and things like that. And I would be like, oh, well, today I'm eating this. And I'd be like, I'm having, I don't know, like tacos, or I'm having chicken salad, or we're having pizza. But I would always be really honest and authentic. And that really shone through. But it allowed for my clients to go, wait a second, you do that and you're still really fit. Okay, does that mean that it gives me permission to also do that? And I'm like, of course it does. And I also, of course, we would encourage them to follow our meal plans and things like that that we offered to them as part of our program. But it shows so much, not only in the way that you lead a group, but in the way that you market, the people you attract. When you show up as yourself, you will attract the people that are attracted to you. And then everything becomes effortless. Marketing becomes effortless. Teaching becomes effortless. Building that connection becomes effortless. Everything is effortless when you show up authentically. So be yourself. Now, a great coach also is somebody who can coach from your own journey. You don't need to be done, quote unquote, in order to provide value. What I mean by that is sometimes coaching from the middle of your journey is so powerful because you allow people to see the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. They see that you're walking the path too. I know some great coaches who are graduates of our academy who started programs that said, hey, my goal as a coach is to be able to walk 10,000 steps a day and to lose 20 pounds. And just by them sharing that publicly, they said to everyone else, if you want to follow that same goal, if you want to do that, let's do it together. And then they had a tribe instantly that was not only connected to them, but also connected to that same path and that same journey, which gave them an opportunity to show up authentically, to build connection, and all have a similar goal and path. And it created this special bond and business for them. So you don't have to be at the end of whatever your goal is, your own personal goal, to be able to start coaching. You can start coaching from exactly who you are today. Because exactly who you are today, I promise you, there are so many people in the world that need to hear your message, your story, your journey, your path, your voice. So wherever you are right now, don't let the idea of, well, I'm not done yet, or I'm not at the end goal that I want, don't let that stop you because people want to see the ups and downs. People don't want to just see the end result. They don't want to see the before and after. They want to see the in between. That's the important stuff. And the last thing that I want to share with you in terms of someone who makes a great coach is somebody who takes action, even when it's scary. Coaches don't wait for confidence, they build it. I'm going to say that again. Coaches don't wait for confidence, they build it. How powerful is that thought? Oftentimes we are looking for confidence. We're thinking, if I do this, then I'll get confident. If I do this, then I'll be confident. If I have this skill set, I'll be confident. The truth of the matter is, by showing up, by trying, by failing, by learning, by doing it over and over again, repetition, just like when we do reps with exercises, when we do repetition with anything, we get better, we get stronger, and our confidence grows. Don't wait till you reach a point because you'll never get there. If you don't do the reps, if you don't do the awkward fitness classes, if you don't show up for the one-to-one sessions and stumble over your words or forget a whole, body part or something like that. If you don't do those things, what's going to happen is that you are not going to have the opportunity, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to build the confidence, to build that muscle inside of you that says, I do know what I'm doing, and therefore I can continue to show up time and time again for my clients and get better and better. So, great coaches don't wait. They take action even when it feels scary, even when it feels brand new and intimidating. They show up anyways and they build that confidence muscle by repetition, by showing up, by failing, and by learning. So, what I want to share with you now is just some beliefs that I had to break when it came to getting started in the fitness industry. Because I shared with you what you need as a coach, but I really want to share with you, just a little bit about my own story and Laura's story. So, when we started Fit Chicks, we didn't have a roadmap, right? We didn't know what we were doing. Let's be honest. We were in our 20s, it was 2008. We started this company based on the idea that we showed up to a fitness class and we looked around and we said, we should be doing this instead. We weren't inspired by our regular 9 to 5 jobs. And we said, this is what we love. This is what excites us. This is what lights us up. So let's do this. We walked home from that fitness class, sat at our dining room table in our little townhouse, and we said, okay, what do we call ourselves? And Fit Chicks was born. And we launched our first fitness program. And we had 7 women sign up to that first fitness class, and we were super nervous. We didn't feel ready. We almost canceled our program. Even though we had 7 women that said yes, they put their hand up and they said, yes, I'm in. I don't know what I'm signing up for, but I'm showing up for it. We almost canceled on them because we almost let fear get in our way. We almost let the idea of the unknown, the idea that we aren't ready to do this or who are we to do this, we almost let that get in our way of actually just showing up. And so we had to break down all those thoughts. We didn't have a roadmap to do it, but we had to figure out, oh my gosh, okay, how do we just do this anyways, even when we're doubting ourselves? How do we do this anyways when we feel like we don't quote unquote look the part? What we did was this. We said, we have to see what's on the other side because we knew that what we were doing in our 9 to 5 and our everyday life right now was not filling us. It wasn't filling our cup. It wasn't fulfilling to us. It wasn't something that we liked. And so we said, I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing what I'm doing now because I don't like it. And I want to do something that's awesome. I want to do something that inspires us. I want to do something that makes impact, that we're passionate about, that actually matters and creates change in the world. So that was our first thing, that thought where we were like, we just have to see what is possible. The other thing that really pushed us forward was the desire to actually help people in this industry, to be a and almost like be a disruption in the industry because at the time of us starting our business, the messaging was all about get bikini ready, get six-pack abs, um, lose 20 pounds, feel great, get rid of your belly fat, all that stuff. All of that was so predominant in messaging. And we said, hey, what about if like we market something authentically that we would like, which is about empowerment and making you feel good about your decisions and not basing it on making people feel bad? What if we just base our whole message around something that is about being empowered, being fierce, something that makes you feel excited about changing your health as opposed to making you feel bad to change your health? So, our desire to help people see that this is a path that you can choose and feel empowered about it as opposed to feeling bad about it. That was our second thing. And then the third thing was that we knew we just had like this willingness and this desire to show up and take action and learn as we grow. Like we had to believe in ourselves even when nobody else did. People around us, our friends, our family members, they all doubted what we were doing. Our colleagues were like, you're going to leave this job and you're going to go do this. And we're like, not yet. We actually ended up keeping our full-time jobs for a year and a half while we built our business on the side because we didn't know what was possible. We didn't know the unknown, but we just knew that we had to test it out and try. We had to show up and fail. We had to try it out over and over again. And after a year and a half, we were able to, we like to say we traded our suits for sweats. And it was after a year and a half that we did that when we had enough money in the bank to be able to pay both of our salaries for an entire year. So we knew we were going into our business after a year and a half. When we quit our full-time jobs and we went full-time into Fit Chicks, we were like, we have our salaries covered for a whole year. So even if we have nobody ever sign up again, we're okay for 1 year. And that for us was like our comfort ground. For everybody that looks completely different. We have some of our graduates who like day one they graduate and they give their notice at their job, right? Like we have people that just dive 2 feet in right away. We have some people that do it as a passion project with just two clients part-time while they keep their full-time jobs for the next 5 years, or they're doing it for retirement plans, right? We have people doing it for different reasons, but for us, it was really like we want to make sure that we're covered and we have this, but we just knew that like we had to go in and we had to go all in on this. We had to be like, this is it. So after a year and a half, we quit our full-time jobs. We ended up starting really getting into the business at that point, really launching locations and building it and growing it. But we had a willingness to just see what was possible because we knew we don't have to know everything at the beginning, but we have to continue to learn. We have to continue to grow. We have to continue to build this because there was a strong desire, this thing that lit us up inside that said, this is the path. And if you don't listen to the message, and if you let fear get in the way of your faith, if you allow fear to step in front of your faith of what is possible, you will never be able to accomplish what you know is possible inside of you. And each and every one of you that is listening right now, just know that if you have that message of opportunity, the vision of what is possible, something is telling you inside of you to take a step towards this path. That is faith leading you on this path. And if you let fear get in the way of listening to your faith, to the message that is being sent to you and given to you as a gift, then the next message and the next one won't show up. And this is the beautiful thing that happens is once you take action, once you take that first step, the next step becomes more clear. And then the next step becomes more clear. And then before you know it, your business is just flourishing and growing and building. But your fear of what is possible step in front of it. So you have to have the belief in what is possible for you, even when you have no idea. And even when you have people around you that are telling you, this is crazy, this isn't possible. If you have that message and you know this is the path, deep down inside of you, you know this is your path, follow it because faith will always step in and show you what is the next step once you take the first initial step. So I hope this really helps you to see what is possible for you. You know, in our first year teaching fitness classes, we made over $34,000. We did this just teaching 2 hours per week. We didn't want to do it full time. We were working our full time jobs at the time. Think about how impactful that could be in your life right now. If you knew that you could work 2 hours a week and you can make an extra $34,000, how much would that change your life? It changed our lives and it changed our vision of what was possible. It changed our belief in the possibilities. We knew at that point that anything in life was possible. Even though we're told that when we're younger and we tell kids that and we tell people that, we knew it. It was like this deep knowing. And even now in our business, we look at our business and we have this deep knowing of what is coming. And it's so interesting, but you have to just take this like step with blind faith to see what is possible for you. So, as I mentioned, you know, our first year we made over $34,000 teaching fitness, and I want to be able to share more about that story with you. So, this Saturday at 11 a.m. EST, I'm going to actually be teaching a workshop on how we made our $34,000 in our first year teaching fitness, just 2 hours per week. I'm going to be pulling back the curtain, sharing our exact process, showing you exactly how you can get started, no matter where you're at on your journey, whether you're an aspiring coach or you're a new coach and you're really nervous about starting. This is going to show you the step by steps, the things that we did differently in our coaching business to make that a possibility. So if that sounds exciting for you, check out the show notes. There's a link right there where you can register for the masterclass. All right, so check it out right now. And of course, if you're someone who's ever asked yourself, like, do I have what it takes to become a coach? I just want to share with you the answer is yes. If you're willing to show up, if you care deeply, keep growing. Keep that belief inside of you. You already have the most important pieces inside of you. And, you know, all you can do is continue to grow and learn, and then the rest will come. So please, 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 if you're listening to this, you are someone who wants to become an amazing coach. You have it inside of you. Let's make this year your year to step into the power as a coach, as a leader, as a change maker. We believe in you so strongly, and I hope that you do too. So again, check out the show notes. Join me on Saturday. I'm going to be sharing with you everything that we did differently to build a $34,000 first year in fitness, teaching just 2 hours per week. So if that sounds exciting to you and you're like, I want to learn how to do that too, I want to do that. I want to know what's possible for me. You need to join me. So check out the show notes. Join the free masterclass. It's going to be on May 10th at 11 a.m. EST. I cannot wait to see you there. And of course, for more information about our certification, check it out at fitchicksacademy.com/F&E, where you can learn more, you can enroll, you can join our wait list. And we look forward to welcoming you to the Academy. Thanks so much for listening, everyone, and we will see you again next week on Fit Chicks Chat. Bye.